We already felt it as we stood there, hanging out in the streets. We felt it in our bodies, and we knew exactly what to do. We looked to the horizon and felt the wind blow. Today, the wind seemed to oppose all human deprivation. Human nature can't be left to the individual, and is not even enough to leave responsibility to God or any of his prophets. Now it was obvious. We entered the building on the other side of the street and went up 7 floors. Then we moved along a corridor and unlocked a door to the left. The door opened with a sigh of relief and we went in. It was an amazing sight to behold. We felt how our unending sorrow unified us and made us capable of acting on an immense scale. A transcendental quality of being together spread among us, and this new social collectivity changed reality. The walls expanded and made space for all of us who were now gathered up here. The Eros effect is said to occur when the basic conditions of one system evaporates and another system becomes tangible. The Eros effect emerged in us, a healing force that made us act for something larger than ourselves. We experienced a new awareness, and we outlined far-reaching ecological values. We became both students and teachers of the new system. The distant future was graspable and gave us a common goal. A new now existed among us, a happiness. People were still climbing the stairs, and we became plenty. Real democracy was the new norm. Even those still standing in the streets, waiting to proceed upwards, listening to this new reality, they knew that everything was changing, that we had now entered another political realm. Fear is still embedded in our bodies, and it is a long process to cleanse it. A darkness, darker than light could conquer, had absorbed individuals and societies as long as we could remember. Very deep therapeutic measures had to be taken, both on an individual level and in society at large. It became like a school. We listened and learned from each other. The hard revolution was to quit the patterns of our old lifestyles, to identify and leave these consuming patterns behind. Various performative rituals were initiated to drive out the demons and to navigate the new unknown social territories. The rituals had different functions. Some were aimed at gaining direct knowledge through our forgotten senses. Others helped us to get in contact with the better versions of ourselves. Fortunately, we were wise enough to resist a common truth, or a simplistic version of the new complexity. We had to take one step at a time, and reinvent a language of becoming. This new language was not only necessary for moving forward, we needed it to create a passion for our tasks. It was an incredible endeavour, since we had lived for so long in a system where love was sacrificed on the altar of market liberalism. Exercise for exercise. That is how we learnt to listen. Even those who had been in the old system of politics had to learn this fundamental art. But it would take a very long time until any of them were allowed to take part in any kind of politics again. Only in this way were we able to rescue our abilities to act as a democratic collective. Of course, we were fascinated by the question of what had made the paradigmatic shift possible. We wondered if the movement had started as pure luck, an improbable coincidence. Why didn't the turn come before? Might it have happened much later? It had been impossible to predict. The fact was that it happened. Was it prepared by somebody, somehow? Somebody must have known how to plant a seed, how to nurture an emerging readiness. Various unrelated events occurred, and then all of a sudden, the ball started rolling. A tipping point. All of a sudden, intuitively, we all knew what to do. It happened in synchronicity all over the world, at the same time. We went up those 7 floors, and reality expanded. All we had to do was to learn and follow the expansion.